Always hear a common opinion that's basically pretty much like there's no games to play these days. Like nothing's good anymore, nothing's fun. It's all trash and no game is made properly these days. And it's all basically just to milk their respective player bases. And I do agree to an extent. I can't deny that. Like I have to say, like, especially with the glaring example of Call of Duty or Overwatch, being both Activision games, so obviously they are going to be huge examples. And it's no surprise that other companies follow suit, seeing how much money they're making. Even though I still believe that gaming companies would just make a lot more money if they prioritized making a fun game instead of just milking their player base and just squeezing them for all the juice. But I just feel like it's not entirely true when people say there is nothing to play. I mean, it's true in the sense that the games that are coming out are just kind of being a little bit disappointing and lackluster from our expectations, because I feel like expectations just climbed really high over time, and that's not really the player's fault. We just expect a good game and we get nickeled and dimed all the time. What I actually wanted to talk about is, other than the games that I actually have in my backlog, my two playlists, like, because I have a lot of games that are just fan favorites that I never really got to play growing up. So I'm like trying to go back and catch up with those games since I never really got to experience them. In terms of new games, the only thing that I think I'll look forward to is Borderlands 4 and obviously GTA 6, but other than that, there is no like new games that I'm actually really hyped for, to be honest. Like there just isn't any. But if you're like me, you have the option of going back and experiencing those games you missed, those games that everybody talks about but you didn't really get to play. And I have a lot of games like that that are just waiting on my list, and even some childhood games that I haven't played in many years. I just want to go dust off and play them, since back in those days, the games they made, even if it's just like a single player campaign type of game, they always had replay value where you still want to play them over and over again. Maybe like after a year or two or a couple of years, you just want to go back and play those games and still relatively hold up in terms of fun, maybe not in terms of game mechanics, but it doesn't really matter. Like I'm not too upset about a game with shitty mechanics as long as the mechanics aren't too shitty, if the game is just fun in itself, you know? And a lot of current day games just don't really have that for me personally. But eventually when I do run out of old games to play, I will probably have to dabble in some newer games, but I don't know, I'm just not really too excited for them. I just haven't really seen anything that catches my eye recently. I haven't really seen anything that intrigues me, I guess. Like even with the state of play recently, pretty much the only highlight from that I can remember is Borderlands 4. I don't think GTA 6 was on it at all, but it is what it is. I just hope I live long enough to play that game, Lord help me. But anyway, my plan kind of is to just stick to my Dark Souls grind. I'm playing all the Souls games, and then I'll hop over to some different games and play some childhood games that I haven't played in a while. I actually streamed me playing all the Max Payne games, since I actually have never played them before. A couple months back, I just streamed me playing all three of them, and it was a good time. I wish I did upload some videos from that, but I just wasn't really in a good place to upload and edit. Like streaming, like casually, was kind of the bare minimum that I could do. And believe me, I have not been streaming consistently at all, or making videos for that matter, but I actually do want to be more consistent if I can. It's just a matter of things falling into place. But yeah, right now it's just Demon Souls, and sometimes I mix a little bit of Black Ops 3 custom zombies in there, so you'll probably see some gameplay of that in some videos. I actually don't know if I'm gonna make another Call of Duty sniping video like I used to do. As much as it would be kind of reminiscent to go back and snipe in Call of Duty, I don't know, I don't feel like I have any interest at all to snipe in Black Ops 6. It's not that hard once you get used to it. I mean, it's not easy, but it is not that hard at all. What I could do actually is go back in some old Call of Duty games and play some matches on there, but I don't know, I feel like nobody would really watch that, unless it's Black Ops 2. People will always watch Black Ops 2, it doesn't matter, which makes sense, of course, it is Black Ops 2, but if I ever get the urge to go back and play some Black Ops 4 Cold War and do some sniping on there, I'll probably stream it, maybe upload it, we'll see. But yeah, pretty much the main focal point of this video is just to say that If you are feeling like there is no good games coming out and everything is kind of just dog ass and just watered down by all the microtransactions and all the seasonal models and all that crap that you don't really want in your video game that's supposed to be a fun escape, then try going back to some old games that you may have not even heard of or may have not even played, because there is some genuine gems that you might not even have ever heard of, and you could just play them and have a good time, and you don't have to worry about getting nickeled and dime. I feel like the more people that go back and look for and play older games, I feel like it's going to show these AAA gaming companies that we don't really care about the current stuff they're putting out, because they don't care about the current stuff that they're putting out. So when they start caring, I feel like that's going to be the point that I might come back into like current day games and like modern gaming. But for now, I'm just sticking to old games because one, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't played that I still want to play. And two, I'm just not interested in breaking the bank on these ridiculous time waster games that are just being flooded in the games industry today. So that's basically all I wanted to say. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and yeah, have a good day. Peace.